On today's podcast, we'll be talking about avoiding slips, trips, and falls. So stay tuned.
Welcome to Warehouse Safety Tips. If you're a seasoned vodcast viewer, this vodcast is going to be different from most that you watch. It's based around exactly what the name implies, warehouse safety tips. And since the people in this industry are busy, we know that time is money, so each episode will be as short and to the point as possible. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the vodcast.
Factories and warehouse operations require a high level of attention and caution. Slips, trips, and falls are some of the most common workplace accidents, and the consequences can be severe in factory and warehouse settings. Whether someone trips over a loose cable or slips on a spilled liquid, these incidents can lead to severe injuries or even fatalities. As such, prioritizing safety measures to prevent slips, trips, and falls is essential for facilities. We were fortunate to have another interview with a friend of the podcast and fellow partner of Mighty Line Tape, Blaine J. Hoffman, host of the Safety Pro podcast and author of the new book, Rethinking Safety Culture. He provided us with 5 safety topics, plus a 6th bonus item, and our topic for today was part of his topics. In honor of Blaine, here are 5 practical examples to avoid slips, trips, and falls at your facilities. Regular inspection for potential hazards. Conduct daily walkthrough inspections to identify hazards such as liquid spills, stray equipment, or uneven flooring. Keep a record of problem areas and resolve them immediately. Regular inspections empower employees to recognize and rectify hazards before they lead to accidents. A proactive approach is always better than dealing with the consequences of an unavoidable incident. Clearly mark wet floors and hazards. Use wet floor signs, hazard cones, or barricades immediately after identifying a spill or a wet area. Clearly mark transitional spaces, such as going from carpeted to non-carpeted surfaces with caution tape or floor markings. Warning signs and markers act as immediate visual reminders, alerting employees to potential hazards so that they can tread cautiously or avoid the area altogether. Implement non-slip flooring. Install non-slip mats or adhesive strips in areas prone to becoming slippery, such as near entryways where rainwater or snow could be tracked. Non-slip flooring provides extra traction, which can help prevent slips, especially in wet conditions. This flooring is especially beneficial in high traffic areas with a high likelihood of spills or wet surfaces. Maintain adequate lighting. Ensure all facilities are well lit, especially staircases, ramps, or other areas where elevation changes. Replace burnout bulbs immediately and consider investing in LED lighting for brighter, long-lasting illumination. Good lighting improves visibility, allowing workers to see and avoid potential slip and trip hazards that might be obscured in poorly lit conditions. And lastly, but certainly not least, conduct safety training and drills. Regularly conduct safety training sessions with guidelines for avoiding slips, trips, and falls. Practice drills where employees walk through the warehouse and identify potential hazards, then discuss how to mitigate them. Training keeps safety at the forefront of employee awareness. It also equips them with the knowledge and skills to identify hazards and act accordingly and proactively. Safety is an ongoing commitment that requires everyone's participation. By incorporating regular inspections, signage, non-slip flooring, adequate lighting, and safety training, you can significantly minimize the risk of slips, trips, and falls at your facility. The key is to be proactive rather than reactive, and these 5 practical examples offer a good starting point for enhancing warehouse safety or just safety in general at your facility. Thank you for being part of another episode of Warehouse Safety Tips. Until we meet next week, have a great week and stay safe.
Before moving on, here's a word from one of our sponsors. If you've ever been to or worked in a warehouse, you know just how important safety is to both management and staff. It's almost impossible to go 10 steps without seeing safety tape, angles, signs, and/or safety products. It's these items that show us how to be safe and avoid danger in the workplace. And if you're looking for the best products to make this happen, look no further than Mighty Line. Mighty Line floor signs and floor markings offer the best industrial products out there. We're proud to have Mighty Line as the official floor sign and floor marking company for the Warehouse Safety Tips podcast and site. Go to mightylinetape.com/safety tips to request a sample pack of their incredible safety signs and floor markings. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Warehouse Safety Tips. If you visit warehousesafetytips.com, you'll find the show notes for this episode and access to all of our blog posts, previous podcasts, advertiser information, and much more. Thank you for listening to Warehouse Safety Tips and have a safe day.